Hey guys, Matt here, and I've got Fast 5 idea for you for the week ahead. So you may want to look at these stocks, and if you like them, hey, maybe grab some dips and or maybe some calls. It's up to you. But I just want to share my thoughts for the week ahead. If I get some good feedback, maybe I'll keep doing these every week. I don't know. So, anyways, let's talk about PLTR first. So this one is just basically a continuation rally. I'm pretty sure these are all-time highs. I'd have to look at a weekly chart to verify that, but I'm pretty sure these are all-time highs. This stock has consolidated for a long time. It's been a very frustrating stock to own. Ask me how I know. And we're finally hitting all-time highs though on the heels of another good earnings report. So we had that big shakeout here on the Japanese yen crash, where every stock pretty much crashed. Then we had earnings are right here on this gap up candle right here, and we have really just started to extend. So yeah, on dips, I think it could continue to move higher. Moving on, AMD, another one that I think could rally on a post earnings momentum. Now this one though is not at all-time highs. It's actually nowhere near all-time highs. As you can see, this chart goes all the way back to mid-January, and you just see the stock is still down considerably from where it was then, around 160 or so, and now it's only at just barely under 150. So you've got a cross here on the PPL. I'm not big on reading these indicators on the daily charts, but they are helpful sometimes. So basically, my point is I think the stock can run because the last earnings report on July 30th was received really well by the market. You can see here on this gap up candle here. So that tells me that, hey, buyers came out that morning. They liked what they saw. They did get run over by sellers here for a few days. But I think the stock is kind of due. Last year, if you recall, it ran, towards the end of the year. We're still not quite there yet, but we're getting closer to the end of the year. September's almost here, so I think we could see a rally in AMD. Post-earnings rally as well. Apple, another post-earnings play that I think can work. Let me find it. Okay, so here's Apple. We had this earnings report here. It was kind of a muted report, which is what the market wanted. The market is trying to bid up Apple into the release of the next phones that will have some AI capabilities. Who knows what that'll look like. But, Apple was due for a run if we're being honest, right? I mean, there hadn't really been anything new about iPhones for many years. Now that they have some AI capabilities, at least the next ones will, people will probably be upgrading their phones. I've had my phone for 4 years, so maybe I'll be one of them. Next is SMCI. So we'll take a look at SMCI. This one reported earnings down here and actually made a new low after the Japanese yen crash. So this one even went lower. And the thing is though, guys, if you read into these stories, into these earnings reports, the reason why it crashed is because there was a margin miss. So if I remember correctly, and the market doesn't like that. They want to see they want to see revenue grow and margins grow. But management did say they're making some investments that might end up bettering margin next year. Okay, so we know the stock has a personality where it can run. It's been in pretty bad shape for quite some time now, ever since we had that run in the first quarter of the year. And I think basically you might see some hedge funds, institutions start to accumulate this stock as they price in a potential margin expansion off the lows here. I mean, the stock has just got hammered. I think this stock could go all the way back up to the 50-day moving average at 750. Call me crazy if you want, but I think that's what could happen because of the personality of the stock. Plus, we have a forward split coming up too, which tends to add a little bit of mojo or momo to these sometimes. And then the last one is Shop. Okay, similar to AMD, stock's been crushed all year, but seems to have found its footing after a recent earnings report that the market really liked. Obviously, it's right here. This gap, this candle, here's the low from the Japanese yen day crash, and then it gapped up seriously higher and has held and is continuing to run. So I think on dips, this is definitely something to look for, as it could continue to rally into year end, into the first Federal Reserve interest rate cut, which should be coming up in September. So so that's the Fast Five, guys. in my opinion, stocks I think might be good looks on dips. Maybe scoop some call options, maybe some lottos, maybe go out a month. It's up to you. Not investment advice, just my 2 cents. Okay, I'm not an investment advisor. Full disclaimer: any trade that you take based on what I say could go to zero, right? But hey, if you found that valuable, please drop me a like and a subscribe, and also maybe let me know in the comments what stocks you're watching. That's it, guys. Have a good night. Bye.